Hi everybody. So I just wanted to do a quick video because I am about at the end of the second phase of my detox program. And this has been a tough phase. This has been kind of rough. Oh, there's Beastie. Hi, Beastie. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to being done with this, but then there's another phase after this, so we'll have to see how that goes. But cross your fingers for me. So a couple of things been going on this month that I've been in this particular phase. So in this phase, I'm taking supplements to actually go into my cells and grab hold of toxins and bring them out and encourage, nourish the cells, encourage the cells to release toxins naturally, just kind of supporting them a bit more to help them do their own job. And so I've noticed that there is evidence for that happening. I think in the last video I was telling you about how I noticed that I'd have to take some extra binding agent at night because I would have more joint pain, and my memory was a little foggy and stuff. So I've gone through that a couple of times. I've noticed both psychological and physical effects, just not on my A game. Not feeling bad, although my right leg where I have that injury has been feeling bad. And I know that I'm inflamed because even though I'm in ketosis, which is very anti-inflammatory, my rings it's hard to get my rings off at the end of the day sometimes. So I know that I've got some inflammation going on. And so yeah, that's indicative of toxins being out in my bloodstream again, so it follows, I don't know exactly what's going on, but it follows, that's what's supposed to be happening. Okay. And when I do take more binding agent, it does feel better. So, yeah, there does, seem to be some toxin being released into my bloodstream. And so that's good as long as it's heading back out and it's not going, back around into my body again. So that's why I was taking the extra binder. So, I've been doing that. I got off the extra binder and then I had a problem again. My joints were aching again. I was having trouble walking and just, crazy and head fog and stuff. And so I went back on the extra binder, and I've just been taking extra binder this entire time. And then the other thing that's been going on that's, possibly been impacting things has been, as of a couple days ago, I am now technically in menopause. It's been a year without a period. So, woohoo, yay me. When I was younger, I didn't think it would be something to celebrate, but I've been really looking forward to this for a while now. So that it has been interesting because in order to get the blood and saliva test done to find out where my sex hormones are, make sure FSH is way up there and estrogen, progesterone are way low. I had to go off of the progesterone that I was taking for estrogen dominance, and I was also taking a DIM supplement because my DHEA was way high. And so I went off of those for a while. I got the blood and saliva test done. My FSH and LH are definitely way up there, and estrogen and progesterone are way low. So I'm there. I'm in the zone. And so when I went off them, I thought, well, I don't want to be on these things anymore. Anyway, I also went off birth control pills. So I've been on and off birth control for 40 years. So there's some toxin buildup right there, right? So hopefully I'm going to be able to get rid of that, that mess too. But so what I found, I was off of those things for like a month and a half total. And I found that my appetite went through the roof. It was crazy. I didn't want so much, bad stuff. Like I wasn't going, ordering pizzas and getting fast food and, ice cream and stuff. I think like twice I had ice cream, but and it kind of grossed me out so much that I threw the rest away. I couldn't eat it because it was just too sweet. I just can't do the sweet stuff anymore. I've been keto carnivore for the last over 2 years, going on 2.5 years, I guess. And so, yeah, I don't do sweets very well at all. Just too much sugar. It just tastes like the poison that it is, really. But sweet things made with like monk fruit or erythritol, something like that. Now that I can get into once in a while. That can be cool. I talked to my healthcare provider and got me back on the progesterone, but it was a lower dose than I was on before. My appetite was still up there, and so I went back on the same dose I was on before, and my appetite rate went back to what it was. Just, I fast in the morning, just have a cup of coffee, and then I have lunch and I have dinner, and that's it. And I don't go overboard on anything. I wind up, if you're counting calories, I wind up being around like the 1,200 to 1,400 mark per day. So I tend not to eat a lot. And that's what I went right back to when I got back on that higher dose of progesterone. I also went back on the DIM supplement because my testosterone's just a tiny bit high. So that's where I'm at with that. So for the last week and a half or so, I've been back on my, previously normal dose of progesterone, and my appetite's back to normal. So now my estrogen belly that came back has to go. So now I'm working on that. But I'm feeling much better. But I am still limping around like an old lady. I started going to a doctor who does physiotherapy and myofascial release and acupuncture. It was recommended by my dentist, actually. And I've had 2 appointments with him so far, and it's been fascinating. My leg injury from 5 years ago, it's gotten so out of control that I've actually been trying to move my leg with the wrong muscles. It was just really interesting to see what my body was doing when I was trying to make normal movements, to see which muscles were actually activating, and they were the wrong ones. I'm like, well, this is messed up. Let's fix this. And so the sessions I've had with him have been like hardcore exercise, but for muscles that haven't been used in a long time. And my tendons have been overused and they're angry, and my muscles have been underused and they're angry. And so I've just been so sore from those 2 sessions. I have this next week off because he's on vacation, and then I'm going back in again. So I'm going to clear that up. But the inflammation from this detox is not helping. This is probably the hardest time to try to do this because I do have that extra inflammation. So that's where I'm at. I have, by the time you see this, I'll probably be on the last day, I think, of this second phase, and then I start in the third phase. The third phase is focusing on getting heavy metals out of particularly the brain. So I've got plenty of that, I'm sure. The tests that I took indicate that I'm high on that stuff. So in the middle of the high range. And so not off the charts. So hopefully, 1 round of that and I'll be good to go again. And I'll be able to get back to normal routine. Things have been kind of rough this month, but certainly nowhere near as rough as they could be. I've been reading stories of what people have gone through during this phase, and it can get really hairy for some people. So, man, I feel for them. I'm one of the luckier ones, I think. But like I said, I have noticed both psychological and physical impacts of this detox. And this is supposed to be the hardest phase right here. And then as I go through the next one, things should be clearing up and I should feel really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll keep you posted. And if anybody has any questions on any of this stuff, or, my experience through this, then, let me have them. And I'm happy to help anybody out. I'm just not going to get technical about what I'm doing or, the program or anything, because I want to make sure that I actually feel like this is doing something. I don't want to be recommending something if it's not really giving me the impact that I want it to. So anyway, cross your fingers for me, and I got my fingers and toes crossed, and I will keep you posted. Have a good one. Bye.